In here we have a lovely...
Hi Heather, how are you?
Hello. She's Heather. She's just Heather.
So you know Michael Davinsky, you're from over in Australia, and this is Nikki, my counterpart, here in Paris.
Mark.
Hi everybody. Nice to have you here. Welcome. Welcome to my inner feeling.
Okay, we ready? Let's do it.
Doing your own.
Shut up back there.
I tell you what, it's a pretty grueling show, though, to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought the last one.
No, this one's harder.
It is indeed.
Emotionally.
Well, that's good though.
Not harder physically.
Staging's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
No, don't. Tell me when you're rolling, gentlemen. Rolling? Yeah. Well, hi, how are you? Now, listen, this is 10 years ago since I did the first interview, or just over. And at that stage, I raced in, running around. I wanted to interview, but then I was running late. Everyone said I was running late. And I said, well, okay, all right. And I said, then who in the fuck's Madonna anyhow? And you came around the corner and said, who in the fuck are you? I thought, what a wonderful way to start this relationship with someone.
Wait, is that when we did the interview in front of the Rockefeller or something?
Yeah, near the Rockefeller Center.
Yeah.
And your answer actually was, well, if you don't know now, you'll certainly get to know me when I put that to interview. Well, I do know you, but okay, thank you very much. Thrown it away, all right? Okay. It's been a long travel for everyone, including an audience like myself.
Yeah.
Madonna today. I mean, I saw you last night in concert. Great concert. And you actually looked happy. I mean, really happy.
I am.
Yeah?
Happy, yeah. I have a good time doing the show. I don't know, it's been a pretty grueling year for me, and for an assortment of reasons, but it's just, I feel like so many of the things that I wanted to say didn't really come out the way that people misunderstood a lot of the things that I was doing. And I feel like with my show, no one can really get in the way of how I want to express myself. It's not a movie that someone else can edit. It's not a record that someone can talk over on the radio. It's not something that anyone can take out of context, because it's just the audience and me. And I feel an incredible sense of freedom. I feel like it's exactly what I want to say. You know what I mean? And I'm really proud of the show. And I guess the combination of those two things makes me happy.
Well, now, before we actually get into the show itself, I mean, it's a really grueling show.
Yeah.
I mean, you're almost exhausted as an audience in the end. I mean, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's more exhausting than any other show I've ever seen you put. I thought the last one was pretty hectic for you physically and for your dancers and for everyone else. This one seems to be far more intense in that side of it.
Yeah.
True?
It's much more emotionally exhausting. I feel like this isn't the kind of show that I can kind of walk through, like if I'm tired. I play a lot of different characters, and there's an emotional arc to it, like in theater, in a way, you know. And I have to sort of go on the journey every night. I can't just kind of go through the motions, sing the songs, and do the dance. That doesn't work. So I really am exhausted. Like, you know how you feel when you've had a really, really good cry or a really big fight with somebody, or you know, when you're just drained, but your adrenaline, your heart is pumping, and that's how I feel at the end of the day.
Okay, the Girlie show itself, the title.
Yeah.
Where was that inspired by? Or what was it inspired by?
A combination. first of all, there's a painting that Edward Hopper did.
Hmm.
He's one of my favorite painters.
Do you own this painting?
I don't own it, but I would like to own it. It's very expensive, and I'm sort of, you know.
Oh, and you're so poor.
Well, I'm not.
No,
Hey,
all right. No, I'm only
now,
joking. There was a
I'm
joke.
not a spendthrift, though, and I
No.
don't like to throw my money away. So, actually, if I make enough money on this tour, it's going to be my reward. I'm going to buy it for myself because it's available. And I have had it hanging in my house. It's just a beautiful, poignant picture of a woman in a burlesque house, and like the audience, the expression on the audience face, and the woman on the stage just really inspired me. And then the show actually, the first idea that I had for the show was the pole. The show opens the curtain, comes
Which is
up.
sensational.
Yeah.
Well, actually, before you even start with the poll, I mean, the first part of the show where the audience sees is this wonderful, almost theatre with the red curtains and the like, as if you're really at an old theatre,
which
you know?
is what the burlesque, which is what the Girlie show. It's an old burlesque theater with the red velvet curtains, and I wanted to create that feeling. You know, when you go into a burlesque house, it's vaudeville, but it's sexy, and people they can make a lot of noise. They're a rowdier audience. You know, more than like if you go and you sit in a musical, everybody sits and they hold their hands and they're very well behaved. And I didn't want it. I like the connotations of a burlesque house. That the idea that's what, when you call something the Girlie show, I mean, that's, I'm sure, what is in people's heads. Burlesque or vaudeville or that kind of thing. And so it starts
dancing girls and
dancing girls. And the first visual idea that I had was I went to a strip club in Miami, and I saw this girl do this amazing dance on a pole, but it was only like a 6-foot pole or 8-foot pole, and it was so incredible, and she's such a great dancer. She had such a great vibe about her, and I just said, that's how I want to start my show. With one girl coming down this giant pole.
So where did you find this girl from that's in the show? I mean, she's absolutely stunning.
Isn't she?
And it's a
long
way down. Pole.
Yeah. Well, she worked her way up to that. She actually worked with a circus guy, like a stunt guy, to work out all the routines. I had the stripper that I saw in Miami, and the circus stunt guy both worked with her and coached her for the moves and stuff. But I found the girl, she was just like all the other dancers, had all the dancers audition.
Now, talking about sort of like being a circus, it sort of is like a stage show and a circus, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you take bits of everything on this, you know?
Cabaret, vaudeville, musical theater, everything.
Like the big box, like the theatre box, the clown. I mean, did you write a storybook for all of this, or? Kind of. I mean, the thing that bookends the whole show is the clown. The clown is the voyeur. The clown is the audience. And I start off, the clown is in the distance, and the clown's up here, and I'm down there, and the clown watches, and the clown keeps trying to understand me or get into my life or become a part of it, and we never acknowledge the clown's existence. And I always see the audience as the clown, the voyeur watching me and all the different scenarios that I'm playing out on the stage. And then at the very end, when I'm singing Everybody, my first song, I say Everybody is a star. Yeah. And then it's turned around, and now I'm up in the place that the clown started, and the clown is on the stage, and now it's and you're watching switched, the dance. And I'm watching now the audience is, I'm the audience, and the audience is the spectacle. There's a great moment also, though, without acknowledging the clown, in Like a Virgin, where there's an interaction between, and you can't help but not only watch what you're doing, the two of you on stage, you have to actually look at your great reactions that are on the big screen. I mean, that's pretty well worked out as well,
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, it's much more like theater. That's why I can't fake my way through the show. I have to be completely involved.
Well, now, without being personal with your family life, young Christopher, who you sort of looked after when he grew up, you were sort of his guardian. Yeah. And very proud of him. In fact, in Paris here, when you literally helped him stage an art exhibition here. Yeah. He is now literally the executive producer. Yeah. And he probably has to boss you around. How do you take that?
Oh, well, we do have our moments of friction, you might say. But the thing is, it's weird when you're really close to somebody. On the one hand, you know, it's easier to work with him because we speak the same
Sure.
language and you can kind of read each other's minds and we have the same taste for so many things. So we rarely disagree, but
Mm.
when we do disagree, it's if you think I'm tough,
Mm.
you know, meet my brother.
I
He's
know,
like,
Krista.
he's just like, it's
Mm.
like, you know.
I have
Well,
to laugh.
we work it out.
Well, because it is, I mean, apart from the great show, it's great staging. It's very clever
Yeah.
in every respect. I mean, it's taking the audience on a journey through circus, through theatre and everything else. And
Yep.
for a lot of young people, for a lot of people who've followed and bought your records, they may not have even gone to theatre before.
Yeah.
So it's an experience for them.
Well, yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of references to a lot of things in the show. Old musicals, paintings, you know, art,
Mm.
movies. There's so many things in the show that you know, in a way, it's kind of like you get a lot of things in the show. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people who don't even know who Marlene Dietrich is, or who, I mean, young kids. I mean, they've heard of her, but don't really know. And so I feel in a way, I feel like it's a good thing to be exposing into other things, not just like me standing in front of a band, kind of doing my record.
Now, going back to Christopher for a moment, because it is two people guilty of crime here, putting this together.
Mm. A crime? How dare
Well,
you
no, I'm
describe
only
it as
saying
that?
crime in the sense if looking at In Bed with Madonna or Truth or Dare, whatever it was called in each country.
Mm.
There's a wonderful moment where your dad rings up and he sort of more or less says, well, maybe you'll change the show just slightly if I have to come along.
Mm-hmm.
And you're eating the soup and you say, no way, Dad. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it will take two of you now to have your dad to combat. You know.
Well, it will, but you can be sure that my father's already asked that question. I told him because we are playing in Detroit, and I said, "Oh, Dad, you're gonna really like this show." And he's like, "Are you sure?" Is there, well, should I come? Is there anything that you think's gonna bother me? I mean, we already went through that. I said, "No, I don't think so, Dad. I think it's very sophisticated, and I think that there's a lot that you'll enjoy. And I never take my clothes off, so it'll be cool. Don't worry." He didn't ask us to.
You're right.
I don't think he's worried about my brother embarrassing him. He's worried about me.
But no, within the show itself, for the first time of all the shows you've staged, I feel you really have a very close association and you almost interact with your band. Would that be a fair assessment?
I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's a great band.
Excellent. I love them.
Yeah.
And this, I feel like I have more of a relationship with my musicians than I ever had before because I really took time with them rearranging all of my songs. And usually I only develop a relationship with my dancers. This time it's with the musicians too. Great.
Now, apart from the musicians, the dancers themselves. Now, is it true that you sort of put them through a bit of a test there and sort of ask them questions? Would they shave their heads?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's important to know that if someone's going to work with me, if the dancers, I wanted them to know that they weren't just going to be like doing dance steps. I wanted them to know that they were going to be playing characters, and I wanted them to think of the show as theater. So I wanted to know that whoever was going to be in the show was going to be open-minded, willing to experiment, adventurous, you know, and willing to go for cutting-edge theater. And if I asked them questions like, "Well, would you shave your head?" or "Would a guy wear a skirt? Would you I need to know if their reaction is no way, then I know that they're not going to work in the show. And by the way, I don't think I asked them to do anything absurd or abnormal or something that wasn't organic to what was needed in the show. But I also wanted to see what their personalities were like because you have to work really closely with these people, and it's a collaboration. So I also made them after I picked the people that I really liked and I found out, you know, which ones would shave their heads and stuff. I made them all sort of stand in line and they all had to tell me a story, like a joke or an amusing story, an amusing anecdote. I wanted to see if they had a sense of humor, and they did.
Right.
And it was very interesting.
Well, now, again in Truth or Dare, when you followed the camera followed you through. I mean, it must be a relief, surely, on this tour that you don't have a camera in your face all the time.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that must have been hard.
Yeah, it was. I'm glad it's not there.
Why did you put yourself through that?
Just because I wanted to document what life was like on the road and the insanity of it and how people are. And, you know, and I think it's fairly, I mean, there's plenty of stuff in it that I know a lot of people in the business know. They say, yeah, I mean, people can relate to it. And I think that people on the outside should see how much hard work goes into something like that.
I was going to say, it was like sort of in that film, if you related, it was like Swiss Family Robinson going through their trials, their traumas, and their happiness.
Yeah.
And watching at the end, which I thought was very sad, when you all had to split, the tour was over, and it was like you're all losing each other as a
I
family.
know, sad.
Yeah. Now, there's another moment in that film which I think surprised a lot of people. A lot of people asked about it, asked certainly me about it, about when you prayed just before, you all got together
Mhm.
and prayed.
Yeah.
Do you still do that?
Oh yeah. Uh huh. Every night, goes on.
And do you always conduct the ceremony, or does other people play God during the?
Play God. Well, I wouldn't describe it as playing God. It's just that it's my show, and I do see myself as the.
No, I'm not saying play God, but I mean when one takes the prayer meeting.
I lead the prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every night.
Is that important for everyone? I mean.
I think it is. I think it's good for everybody to stand in a room and hold hands and just take a moment to focus and think about what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
just like it's like anything you do. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of superstition. You know, you just want to say, "Dear God, let's have a good show. Let's watch each other's backs," that kind of thing. But you know, athletes do it too. Just a moment for everybody to get together and go, "Let's do it." You know.
Well, talking about athletes, I mean, they rely, at times if they're a runner, on their shoes performing as much as they do, and in question their horses, whatever.
Yeah.
You totally also have to rely on an immense crew behind you. And in the last tour, there were times when the mic absolutely stuffed up, and I mean it was really heavy for you. I saw it once here in Paris when it did.
Yeah.
This show, if the mic stuffed up, could create real problems. I mean, you have that fear.
Of course I do, and every night I say, well, what something may go wrong, and I have to be ready for it.
Mm.
You know. But if it does, then we have different things worked out. So you can throw me a mic or whatever.
I mean, would you say being an that now it's sort of this work level that you put yourself through, being on stage, is like an aphrodisiac, or what? To you?
Aphrodisiac, I don't think that's a good way to describe it, because when I think of aphrodisiac, I think something that just brings you pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
It's draining. It's as painful as it is rewarding to do a show like this, because it does really take every ounce of energy and courage that I have to go on stage every night, and it's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, when it's over with, I feel incredible when I did a good show, but right before it, I mean, and the moments leading up to it, I'm just so tense and so anxiety ridden, so it's both.
Now, I mean, you have a great feeling and compassion for a lot of people. I mean, especially your friends. I mean, you're a very good friend to your friends.
Mm-hmm.
You dedicate a song within this set to two of your friends who died of AIDS. One that I knew of, Marty.
Mm-hmm.
I know how much time, effort, where other people were saying you really can't give all the time of going back to New York and looking after this person. And really, it's a side we don't see of you, obviously. I mean, the public don't see of you.
Mm-hmm.
The AIDS thing is obviously, I mean, many of your friends
have died of AIDS, yes, absolutely. And that's why I always think it's necessary for me to take a moment to acknowledge that. I mean, sometimes when I'm in foreign countries, I think, oh, I'm not going to talk about what the song's about. They're not going to get it anyways. But then I just think, out of respect to my friends and out of respect to all people who have AIDS or have died of AIDS, I don't think a shit whether they understand it or not. I just have to say it. So, I do.
Now, with this show, I mean, as I say, I mean, the public absolutely loved it. I mean, it's been 5 concerts, London and now Paris. You obviously have to face sometimes a barrage of criticism, and people can just dismiss it, especially the London tabloids. I mean, do you ever get hurt though of some sort of criticism? I mean, that comes.
Yeah.
And how do you deal with that?
Well, I try to put it in perspective, and most of the time, people that write negative things about me, they're not really writing about my work. They're writing about some personal feeling they have towards me, or they're just writing because it's easy to flag me off, But it does hurt me, and then a lot of times I'm amused by it. The thing that gets me through it is just concentrating on my work and relying on my friends. I mean, the opinions that matter to me are my peers, people that I respect, and my friends, and they're really supportive of me, and that usually helps me. true.
One thing that amazed me with this tour and with this whole performance is that the songs have literally been rearranged, which is a pretty game move of any performer. I've got to tell you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Virgin. I mean, the whole lot of them basically. Holiday.
Yeah.
Holiday. You know? That's about that one, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, why? I mean, why put yourself through that then?
Well, why just get on stage and do my records? I mean, you could just go out and buy a record.
Mm.
I don't get it. I mean, it's theater. I have to entertain myself. I don't want to sing the same songs over, and especially something like a Virgin and Hardy. They're old songs, you know, and for me to be able to perform them, I have to give them something new. I have to breathe new life into them, so I give them new arrangements, you know.
All right, giving new arrangements. I mean, you've literally directed this show. In your film career, I mean, we've got. I mean, Body of Evidence. I thought you did a great performance. You said you didn't like it because it maybe wasn't what the performance you wanted.
Well, I like my performance too. I don't like the way it was edited, but I'm not in charge of that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, would it be hard for you to be the director and be directed?
You mean in a
movie?
movie?
Be the director one moment and then have to be directed as a performer in the other.
You mean in a
in
movie?
Anything, movie, movie basically.
I would not want to do both.
No.
I mean, I did that's where my brother came in, because I need somebody to be objective, to stand outside and tell me what works and what doesn't work. If I ever directed a film, I don't think I'd want to ask them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
now, just on your acting, I mean, I think you're a great comedian.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a great sense of humour, but you show that through. I mean, like the thing you did for the presidential inaugural thing for Saturday Night Live, that was hysterical. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Even the timing in Dick Tracy
Mm-hmm.
was pretty astounding as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the comedy side of things? Would you go into a film with comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just that, you know, what kind of, I mean, they don't write good comedies anymore.
Snake Eyes.
That's not a comedy.
No, that's not a comedy.
Did you see it?
No, but I've heard it's very good.
Yeah, it is. It's very dark though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm really proud of it. I think that it's good, and I'm proud of my performance. But after I did that movie, I must say I was ready to do like triple slapstick, pratfall, incredibly, you know. Yeah, I'm in the mood for some comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me a joke. What about your rooster?
I'll tell
What
you.
about your rooster?
The rooster.
How is
Well, that
your
was the
rooster?
model. The rooster's fine.
Good.
But the only thing was that when I woke up in the morning, I can't wake up to cock-a-doodle-doodle, and that was just it for me. All right. Okay.
Why not?
Because it's just too much at that time of the morning. Now, where were we? I mean,
so let's get back to me.
Let's get back to you, yes. The sex book. The sex book.
Don't drool all over
No,
yourself.
I did drool over this sex book, and coming from me, that's astounding, I reckon, you know?
Yeah, because you've seen it all.
Yeah.
And done it all, mind you.
Come on. Back to you, quickly. The
back
sex
to
book
TV.
There were some great shots in that. Again, though, you directed that basically?
Well, I think Stephen Meldrum talking a lot to do with it.
Yeah. A book that, I mean, it sold a lot. Some people say, well, she can't shock anymore. I mean, were you out to shock?
Well, no. I mean, that's not my intention. My intention is to make a book of my sexual fantasy. That's what everybody's sort of obsessed with, because I guess they're shocked.
I mean, this looks pretty sexy, this outfit.
Get out of here.
It does.
You think?
I do. I think it looks very sexy. You don't think it looks sexy?
Mind you,
maybe it's because you're wearing a kilt.
I think you need to get some sleep, Molly.
Maybe it's because you're wearing a kilt.
Well, I have this bruise right here. Is that sexy? Right there on my knee.
Is that obviously from performing on stage? I hope it is.
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Well, don't tell me. Is Madonna today? I mean, what else is there to do? I know.
Oh, let me ask her.
What else is there to do at the moment that you haven't done?
Exactly.
Now, you're coming to Australia.
I'm coming to Australia, and and damn it, I want to have a good time. You've been telling me for 10 years that I have to come here, so I want to see kangaroos.
Right.
I want to hear everyone say good day to me. What else?
You can have a barbecue. We'll throw a barbecue for you.
And I want to have a Marmite sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What else?
Well, what else?
I hear they have some really, well, I've heard about the surfers and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I haven't noticed them.
You lied! No, my trainer says, like, there's some guy there, like, he's like a god there. He's like this really famous guy, blonde, long hair, muscular, like triathlon guy. Do you know who I'm talking
Yeah, he's
about?
probably the Iron Man.
What? Yeah, the Iron Man. What's
Yeah.
his name?
Grant Kenny?
Yeah, that's him.
Right.
Yeah. What's he like?
He's a very nice bloke, actually, Madonna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, Australia's going to be big. I mean, you realise that you sold record sales in record time to big stadiums.
Good. I
think,
can't wait.
yeah, I think they're in for a real.
I mean, that's really what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to going to places I've never been.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I'm glad to be here in France. And I'm glad to, you know, be playing New York and a lot of the places I have been. But I'm really excited about going to Australia and South America.
If you finally, yeah, I'm saying good night. If finally you were on the way to Australia and the plane, came down, heaven help if it did, but you're stranded on a desert island. No, I ain't joking. Stranded on a desert island. Who would be the two people you'd like to be with on a desert island? And what book and film would you like to see?
Oh my God!
Two people.
Two people? Well, my trainer, he has to be there. And I don't know. It's a cross between my the woman that waxes my legs and my
for God's sake. Now be serious. Two people.
Two people. Well, Rosie O'Donnell, because she's my best friend and she makes me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And my trainer.
Right. And one book.
One book. Catcher in the Rye, because I could just read that over and over and over again. It's so funny.
And one film.
Studio. What movie can I watch over and over again? What's the one with James Stewart?
With Mama Victory?
No. The one they always show at Christmas.
Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. That. Every time I see that movie, I cry.
Well, it's time to go now, and it's been a wonderful.
Hey, I was getting sentimental here, right? You just cut me off.
I'm terribly sorry. Do you want? I haven't got a hand.
Can I have a moment to cry?
Absolutely.
No, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Isn't that boring? You probably didn't want this answer. That's me.
No, I think that's exactly what we wanted. Because you had a wonderful life, right?
I certainly have.
Yeah. And there's many more to come.
Yeah.
Oh, incidentally, I mean, are you going to settle down one day, have a baby perhaps?
Why can't I have a baby and not settle down? I'm just going to pop it right out.
Thanks, Madonna. I'm looking forward to coming down to Australia, and I hope you don't have the baby there.
I wish I could do it like a kangaroo. You know, they can jump around and like carry the baby at the same time. Okay, we better end this. Oh well. See, nothing's changed.
Yeah, you have changed.
I have not changed. Aren't you glad you sleep 28 hours for that?